Hello there, happy Friday to you as always, and welcome to the Green Pill. Yes, it's that time of the week where a health and performance fanatic brings you a nugget of good data and an actionable tip for anyone who's interested and fancies making a change. I have, over the course of the last 5 weeks, introduced to you what I consider to be the pillars of good health from my own personal experience and everything that I've learned. And the first three were the foundational pillars of health that I think are widely common knowledge, that being sleep, movement, and nutrition. Now, I think it's common knowledge that they're good for us, but I don't think it's common knowledge that they're just the start of the puzzle. And in my own personal life, what I've discovered that you can do those to absolute perfection, but if you don't address the mental aspect, then that'll only take you so far. You're never going to feel like your true best. And it's great to see mental health getting such more focus and awareness now. Now, I've also have the three higher levels, the three spiritual pillars that I've introduced, the first two, that being meditation and people. And they might not get as much press, but I think intuitively we all know they're really important, especially the latter, given what's been going on in the world recently. Now, this week is the sixth and final pillar, that being purpose. Now, it's the most controversial just purely because it's the most subjective and it's probably the hardest to quantify with data. But I think, again, intuitively, we all know on some level we need a reason to get out of bed in the morning. And the better that reason is, the faster we do it, right? So, I'd like to bring my own perspective on this. I mean, Johan Hari, last week's data source, talks about how this is one of our core psychological needs. But my perspective on this comes from my own belief system that I believe fundamentally we are here to grow. We are here to challenge ourselves, to test ourselves, to push ourselves, chasing our dreams and grow on that journey. And this week's data source brings a bit more of a scientific element to that. He's a Dr. Rahul Gandial, who's been practicing on the West Coast for 20 years, doing some of the most complex brain surgeries in the world to critically ill cancer patients. He is a quite remarkable speaker as well. He's wrote a few really interesting books, giving his own unique perspective. And I'll include a podcast in the comments in which he states that when asked what is the most single important thing we can do for our brain health, he said it was to think new thoughts and challenge ourselves. Now, this is a guy who has literally seen over 1,000 brains in the flesh. And what he said is essentially the brain is like a muscle. You either engage it and it gets stronger, or you don't and it gets weaker. And literally parts of our brain will get so weak that they actually die if we don't engage them. Literally thinking new thoughts releases chemicals in our brains that literally keeps them active and young and still going. And it was a really interesting scientific viewpoint on what I think I and probably many others intuitively know, and that's that I guess the purpose of life is to grow and try new things. And so I guess the action point for this week, well, as always, it's just a mindset shift of doing anything new is good for you, no matter how small it is. Just any thought of new action is winning. And I guess the best way to put it in practice is do something new today or this weekend. It could be as little as a new walking path, or speaking to somebody new, or going to a new bar or restaurant, trying something new. Just anything you can think of that is beyond what your usual scope is. It's valuable. So I hope this was helpful. And anyone who's got any thoughts, feel free to ping me. But you have an excellent weekend. Challenge yourself, but not too much. Relax, enjoy, and remember to stack the odds in your favor and feel good now.